Dima, what were you looking for exactly? And what is worse, what he said?
Well, I was trying to figure out what he was talking about when he kept saying that you could tap into this, that instead of. So what I got from what he was talking about, he was saying that, because it was kind of concerning. It was, we don't, I heard, we don't have to worry about cutting down, we can afford to pay off our debt, right? And that it's not that it's a money problem, it's the productive capacity of the economy. So as long as inflation doesn't rise, then money creation isn't going to kill us. And then what I thought was interesting was, instead of talking about, like the spending, and clearly we can't afford this, he focused it. He said, listen, we can do two things at once. We can keep these things, because if we just cut the spending and cut Medicaid and all these other things right away, it's going to destabilize the market. So he said that there's two different types of economies, and he said that if you could tap into the global monetary system, and that's how we could pay. And I'm what the hell is he talking about? Is he talking about derivatives markets? Is he talking about shadow banking? I have no fucking idea what he's talking about. And then he's saying that then he referenced, he was talking about the GI Bill and the New Deal, and he was talking about, I'm guessing, instead of investing in like consumption-based.
He has a dream. He has a vision, Bima. Are there any other speakers? Anything else? Can anyone else tell us your priorities? How to reduce spending, how to reduce borrowing, how to pay down $37 trillion in funded liabilities.
Cut military spending.
Cut military spending. Great idea. Tell us, what in the military budget should we cut? What programs, what projects, what employees will that impact?
Yeah, we don't need a military the size that it exists today. We already have, we have the most powerful military with the, 7 ones behind us combined. So we don't need a military the size that we do, especially if we weren't pissing everybody off. We wouldn't have so many enemies.
Okay, anybody else know any projects, programs, or people who we should cut off funding to?
I think Trump does have a point about us, sending military aid to other countries, mostly because of the fact, one, if, what are these countries going to have when you have Donald Trump who gets in power, who is going to, relieve military funding if you're not Israel. So, in general, I think that there is a point that he's made there that, countries, just really can't rely on the U.S. to be able to have their own military, to have protection. So I think that's one of the things I think Trump has a point on.
Okay, again, that's $1 trillion a year we're spending on the National Defense Authorization Act. Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, 100 other major defense industrial contractors. And it's not just in the United States. This is a global military industrial complex with players in France and Germany and the UK. And if you've ever seen the sheet of who the Department of Defense and the Pentagon sends all that $1 trillion to, it's a lot of foreign corporations doing business with the United States government.
And I just want to say also, it's regardless of, you can get in Social Security, but it's completely fiscally irresponsible to say that we should cut Social Security, and when
what do you think austerity's all about, Necro? It's called austerity for a reason.
I'm I'm saying that essentially it's completely fiscally irresponsible to say that we should, cut Social Security when we have more military spending than we could ever afford.
It's not security and it's not social. It's called austerity. 25 years of war, spent 37 trillion we didn't have another 100 trillion in liabilities that we don't have to pay. Where are we going to get the money? It's ridiculous. You're just going to keep printing it? You want I mean, you can have mass inflation, but there's the chance that these connected or disconnected events are not in your favor. I'm just saying that, cutting 300 billion from the NDAA, a trillion from Medicare, Medicaid, 200 billion from Social Security, maybe 100 billion from the executive and all the administrative services, and 300 585 other federal agencies. Necro, you got to stop borrowing. You got to stop spending, Necro. You're turning into a necrotic skeleton. It doesn't have any body mass anymore. You've lost it. You're going bankrupt.
I'm already a corpse. Thank you.
John, what are your thoughts on the proposed strategic Bitcoin reserve? And I think it's still in the
Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to say. Like, I'm very conspiratorial when it comes to Bitcoin and whether the CIA created it, and it's some type of technological cryptocurrency, that the government funded. Because I saw this weird video once of this software developer saying, "Hey, InQtel just called us, and the CIA wants us to build them a cryptocurrency called Bitcoin." So, I'm making a joke, but maybe it's not a joke. The point is it a good idea or a bad idea? I don't know. It's just more inflation. It's more spending, borrowing, and spending to transfer those dollars into digital assets. I don't know. Do you like collectibles?
Just Beanie Babies, primarily.
Well, I love collectibles. I got a lot of collectibles. But, Bitcoin is a collectible. I don't have enough money to buy any Bitcoin collectibles. So I'm out of the Bitcoin market right now.
Are a lot of your constituents concerned about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
Concerned? I'm not so sure. I know a lot of young people have been buying shitcoin because I look at a lot of rental applications, and when I look at their credit report and I see they're buying shitcoin on credit cards. I'm like, what?
And they're claiming them as assets or something.
I don't know. People are so stupid. People get scammed all the time. They get suckered into buying this and that, and they're just terrified. They don't know what to do, so they're buying shitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin does have more hedge, from what I've heard, than gold. So,
If you're not buying shit coins, then you're the fool. You just haven't figured out the fucking free money printing system. I feel sorry for you.
I really hope that's facetious.
If I want to invest in things.
No, it's not facetious at all.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Well, I hate to tell you this, but Bima, go on eBay.
How do you think I do what I do? How do you think I fucking do what I do?
You're
Sit on my ass all day.
Wow, you're a shitcoin day trader, Bima? I didn't know that.
No, I don't. No. I LP. I have some moon bags. I learned how to make a moon bag, and then it's literally a fucking money printer. You guys have no idea. If you tapped into that shit.
Bima, stop eating the begonias. What are you drinking, begonia tea over there?
You're absolutely right.
You eating begonia for breakfast, begonia for lunch, begonia for dinner. You got begonias on your mind.
Yeah. It's called a moon bag. Wendy Crypto coined it, and basically you take your initial investment. Let's say you take only what you can afford to lose, right? Maybe $2,000, $5,000. You invested in the market. You invested in the crypto market. You find what works, right? Make sure that you can track the cycles, understand the crypto cycles. Once you make double that, okay, once you turn 2,000 into 4,000. You take out your original investment, and now you're just working with free money, and then you just keep growing that.
Wait, Marie, Bima, you might be in violation. Let me check the rules again. You might be in one of the violations of one of the rules in this room. Stay on topic. Sorry, you're in violation of stay on topic.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about crypto.
We're spin up some crypto rooms. Like if you've got the gold ticket.
And you know what? Do you know what's interesting? I thought that first of all, nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody cares. And once you're going to the top and you try to convince people, everybody thinks it's a scam.
Bima, if you want to prove
hold on
it.
a second. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. I lost family members telling me that I'm scamming them because I was getting airdrops. I'm talking like $3,500 airdrops, and it was what was it?
Wait a minute, Bima, we've got a new room title. It's LaHood's Reign of Terror is over. Vote John, Kitover.
We're talking about finances, and I'm hoping that you'd protect DeFi, John, and protect us.
Make a campaign contribution now with your Bitcoin Moon Supercoins, Bima.
Right, it's interesting. It's funny that you joke about this, but I'll tell you what, in the past couple weeks, okay, there's bull runs right now happening in crypto, and you tell me where you could turn 100% return off of something. I mean, when was the last time you watched a bank account or any type of, in days, go from 60,000 to 120,000?
I've done it. I've experienced the Bima in the stock market. I used to day trade. I bought Yahoo at 18. I sold it at 35 2 days later. I made $120,000.
John, stop. But this is the difference. When you're talking about day trading, you're talking about all those pattern day trading rules, all that shit. You have to have $20,000 to just begin. The difference with DeFi and crypto is
you got 30 more seconds, Bima. 30 more seconds.
You're such a fool, John.
It's okay. You got 30 more seconds. Go ahead, Bima. 30 more seconds. Go ahead.
You keep interrupting me. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I'm living my best fucking life off of fucking whatever the hell you guys think that doesn't exist.
No, that's cool. Go ahead. You got 30 more seconds. Finish up your investment advice.
Got it. Can I ask a question?
Of course, Dr. Adams. Please proceed.
Got it. So, as far as your experience in the real estate industry, what do you feel like you could give back as a congressional candidate to actually resonate with people that are struggling with affordable housing today? And we're not talking about the all punched down, black man. We're talking about, a lot of people in middle white America that are looking at a door mark exit.
So let me repeat back the question to you. As a congressperson, what can I do to help low-income resident housing?
I mean, what are you going to do for your constituents to actually develop and cultivate policies to speak to their aims and their grievances of unaffordability in the housing community?
Okay, so the rent is too high, the mortgage is too high, the property taxes are too high, everything's too expensive. Well, a lot of that has to do with inflation because we're $37 trillion in debt. Where do you think all that money went? It went into the cost of your housing now. It's everywhere in the economy. I could show you a list of the CPI and show you the top 20 grocery store items. Things are up 50%, 100% over the course of 5 years. So everything has gotten more expensive because we're $37 trillion in debt.
Got it. So, do you know the average cost of a single-family home in your neighborhood?
In Chicago, yeah. In the district, let's say it's $285,000 on average.
No, but I mean, do you know the actual number?
No, let me Google it for you. Please hold.
Got it. So, do you feel like you're gonna parlay your way through this campaign just Googling information and not...
He's not going to know that shit, Adams.
This is crazy.
How many counties are in your district, John?
Go to johnforcongress.com to see all the top towns in the 16th district.
This is so crazy.
It's on my website, and I plan on adding more and doing more research. I do a lot of lookups on Grok, doing a lot of research. Are you a forensic accountant?
So let me
No,
just
but
ask you.
know your fucking constituents where you're. Adam poses a good question.
It's a tough audience, okay? You know, I'll see you guys after the show. Be sure to tip your bartender.
What show? What show? Like, John, if you could just like put this cartoon voice aside, like people could actually take you seriously. Like, this is crazy.
Listen, LaHood's reign of terror is over. Look at the title, everybody. Focus here. LaHood's reign of terror is over. Vote John Kitover.
This man is not actually seriously running for Congress.
Oh, I am seriously running.
This is crazy.
I am seriously running.
You're gonna lose.
Listen, you two are an eclectic mix. I need you here. I love you here. The point is, you haven't given $5 to this campaign yet, and you're complaining nonstop. You got a lot of complaints, and I ain't seen $5 or $10. I should be getting $1 a complaint, $1 a question over here. Go sell begonias and get me $10 by Friday, Bima. Go sell some begonias on the roadside and get me $10 for the campaign, Bima. Where's the $10 from the begonias you promised me?
So let me ask you a question.
You buy me a begonia, I'll donate.
Got it. Bima. So again, why throw good money after bad? This man is not going to win this fucking election.
Well,
But what are y'all doing?
Because this is the thing, though. Because I do really vibe with his message, okay? And
Based on what? Do you live there? Do you live in his district?
if he's running
Do you
for
live in
Congress,
his district?
no, I don't.
We're
I
all
don't
in the
live
same
any-
boat, Dr. Adams. We are Americans, Dr. Adams. Americans. We are all on the same boat. We all share in that $37 billion debt.
If he's in Congress and he can, co-author bills.
Who's in Congress?
He's running for that's what he's running for. Isn't
Dr. Adams so funny.
Right. And
And
again,
so
look at the polls. Look at the polls.
But this is the thing.
Again, look at the person that he's running against, right?
Yeah,
So that man actually brought
You know
more
what?
votes. That man actually brought more votes in anybody who's ever fucking existed.
Hey, Dr. Adams, you don't know anything about Darren. Stop it. Dr. Adams, you're not running for Congress in your district in California, and you should be running for Senate against Shifty Schiff. You got a great voice, Adams, but you don't understand the constituents in the 16th
district.
district.
Senate against Shifty Schiff. Shifty Schiff does not represent my district. That's a
Well, neither
senatorial
does
race.
Darren LaHood in the 16th district. He doesn't represent his constituents. He does not represent them. He doesn't have town halls. He's not transparent. He doesn't take constituent phone calls. This guy, everybody complains against him. Look at his responses on X. Let me tell you something. LaHood's reign of terror is over. Vote John Kitover. LaHood's reign of terror is over. Vote John Kitover. And fork it over. Click that link above. $10 right now. It'll go into it. Okay, Adams, you got this, Adams.
You're not winning. Are you winning?
You got this, Adams. We are winning this campaign. We are winning this campaign. We have strength. We've got victory. We've got prosperity. We've got joy on our side. We are attacking the machine, the Darren LaHood machine, every single day.
The floor with you.
We've got $460 in our checking account. He's got $10 million. We're just $9.9 million away to catching up with him, Dr. Adams, and we need your $5 right now.
Got it. So he had how many 300,000 people that voted for him?
No, I don't think that's the real number. Where are you pulling that number
No,
from?
I don't think that's a real number. Why don't you look at the archives, bro?
Go ahead, post the link, Dr. Adams. This is a decentralized campaign. Stop attacking the campaign and start supporting the campaign.
Insane.
If you don't support the campaign and give us data and you want to sit here and play gotcha games, I'll kick you to the goo. I'll show you what the power of this green bean has.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Please don't kick Adam.
I'm just making empty threats. We're all modded up here. It's
Yeah,
just an
exactly.
expression.
So campaign dollars I'm not going to give you. Why? Because of the simple fact that, again, Edmund, I'm going to be real.
You're a difficult clown house constituent to deal with, Dr.
I'm
Adams.
going to be very real with you. you sat here and trolled people on the app when you otherwise could have been activating your real estate license.
Well, that's okay. I've got enough videos of you to sell to Netflix for the next 100 years. You're one of the funniest people on this app.
You want to do this whole clown house shit. I want to look at how you've actually invested in community, right? Right. So again,
you want to go? You want me to? You want to hop on my live stream? I'll show you the community. You want to see my lawn? You want to see all the landscaping I have to do around here? You want to see all the charity work I do for the church next door, with the church taking out their garbage, cleaning up the streets? I do a lot for the community over here. It's a never-ending job cleaning up garbage in the streets, recording garbage on Clown House. I do a lot of social services here on Clown House, Dr. Adams.
You cannot even take your troll aside to actually run for Congress.
Oh, I'm running, baby. We are running. This room is testament to the fact that Darren LaHood's reign of terror is over. Vote John Kitover.
And you're not going to win because, again, this trolling shit, it's.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now midnight, and we have approached. It's Thursday, August 14th, 2025. If you haven't given $1 to $10 to the campaign to elect John Kitover, we need your support right now.
Why did you move Adams? Come on, man.
It's a new day, and unfortunately, I had to take a break because Adams is on that Mojito 10th, number 10. I will bring him back up in a second. But all the criticism aside, we need your support in this campaign. Darren LaHood has a war chest of $10 million from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Cardinal Health, Big Pharma, Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, Verizon, Comcast. He's given Comcast $65 billion. $65 billion to do rural broadband, ladies and gentlemen. And you paid for it. You, the voter, the taxpayer. And so we are all on the same ship. I don't live in this district, but I live in the United States of America, and I'm sick of Congress people passing HR acts and spending trillions of dollars that we don't have annually. So if you agree with that sentiment, then you agree with this campaign. So click that antidote link above and give $1 to $10 to $1,000 to me for you. Go vote. Darren LaHood's reign of terror is over. Vote John Kitover. Okay, now please bring Dr. Adams back up.
I sent him an invite.
Sorry, Dr. Adams. I got to do a commercial break. I mean, we can't do the Dr. Adams show all night long. We've only been here for 20 hours today, and 20 hours the day before, and 20 hours the day before. Dr. Mojo, where do you get the energy from? I'm just trying to keep up with you on this app.
I think his secret is watermelon.
Is it the hydration aspect of watermelon? Or is it the flavor, the juiciness, the tastiness of a fresh cut watermelon?
Tastes like strawberry.
I think it's coffee.
I love coffee. I drink a lot of coffee.
I think he's answering via the PTR. I think it's coffee.
I'm sorry, Dr. Adams, but the number of questions I answered, the number of questions you asked, if it was $1 a question, you would definitely be contributing $10 to the campaign to elect John Kitover. Just click that link above right now and help support the mission. The mission is your future, Dr. Adams. How many more closings are you going to go to and have 30, 40, 50% of your income sent to the federal government and your state and local government? It's outrageous, Dr. Adams. This is a vote for yourself. Stop closing homes and giving your money away to the government through taxation. It's so ridiculous. Dr. Adams, you're such a critic. You have no policies, you've got no aim and no legitimacy. Well, I've got plenty of credibility. I've got great aim and desire in what I'm doing, and our policies are economically sound. I don't think you understand economics, Dr. Adams. I don't think you understand how to start and run a business and why this government is not running itself like a business.
Where is everybody?
Well, Dr. Adams is 99% of the room when he's in the room, so, there's a huge vacuum now. But how are your begonias, Bima?
Oh, thank you for asking. Um, I'm struggling a little bit right now with some of them, you know. I think I'm having an issue with the substrate, and because they all different begonias like different types of substrates, and I'm trying to learn them. Some like, you know, vermiculite, some like perlite and cocoa coir. I don't know, but anyway, some like sphagnum moss. Some like these little balls that I don't even know what they are. Um, but I'm struggling with some of my more expensive ones, you know. Babe, I've been talking about our pink begonias all day. And they are just so beautiful. They're pink. They're pointy. They got spikes. They got polka dots. Serendipity. I got begonias that are green with white spots and a red back. Like these things. It's called a maculata. Look it up. It is the freaking coolest plant. This thing is gonna grow up. Be the entire corner of my house. Like what? This is insane. And do you know what the coolest thing is? I can make an infinite amount of them. You can have some of this wealth over in my house. I could give everybody free wealth. This is free. You know? Let's give away our begonias, y'all. They would be baby begonias, but yeah, ultimately. So yeah, I'm struggling with some substrates. This one I just can't get the moisture right. And I just don't think it likes me. Yeah, you're gonna need to not say that word. In the muff? Don't talk about moisture in the muff.
You know, if there is
John,
ever
you can have an ally. John, you can have an ally. If you support DeFi, I am down with the cause. Hey, are you into Ray Dalio at all, John?
Yeah, I see a lot of his content.
Yeah. Did you have you read what was where he talks about the 6 stages of like the debt cycle and how we're like entering like the 6th stage? What book was that? What was that? You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't know exactly what you're referencing, but I know he publishes a lot.
It was probably like something rules for navigating the debt crisis or something like that. But anyway,
Are you referring to
cool.
the changing world order?
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately, of course.
That's the title of his book that kicked off. It did the overarching pitch on the debt cycles, and then he wrote like 8 to 10 volumes going into detail, history, stuff like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to kill the room.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You didn't even say anything to kill the room. Do you like Lynn Alden?
You didn't hear me?
Yeah, oh no, I heard you, trust me.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking stuff up. Hey, do you like Lynn Alden?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you like Ray Dalio and you like Lynn Alden. Now tell me some things. Tell me some secrets, please. Who else do you like?
I like John Kitover for president.
Well, you know, when I was in military college, I went from being a junior private to being a major in the regimental cadet corps. And so I literally went from being a private to having like all this, you know, presence as a major. And people who knew me were just like in disbelief that I had this huge like political reversal on campus where I went from this know nothing private to being a major in the regimental command. I became the public relations officer, you know, in the cadet corps, and it was kind of funny seeing people's faces like that. I'm wearing, you know, these gold bars on my uniform now, and people are just like, "What the fuck? How the hell did you become a major?" So if you put forth the effort, and you know, they told me the only reason they gave me that job was because I made amends and I asked for forgiveness with regards to something that I said to this female cadet on campus that that upset her quite a bit. But I asked for amends. I told her I was sorry, but I don't know if she graduated or not. But the point is, if you rectify, past mistakes with people and you're transparent about it, you can be rewarded, for that transparency and that adjustment. But it's possible we win, but it's possible we don't. And if we don't win, well, at least we've established more political credibility in our second campaign to try to achieve a balance to the force, because $37 trillion is not a balance in the force. That is an abuse of privilege, and they are stealing from you and ruining your future and your children's future. It's not fair, and it's outrageous, and we shouldn't be $37 trillion in debt. The war should have been managed fiscally conservatively. The COVID-19 response, in my opinion, is the biggest scam ever in human history. So there's a balance to the force coming.
That's an impressive rank, and it's impressive being part of the regimental command. So
No, it's really not, not in hindsight, because I have classmates who are now colonels in the military and working up, in high positions of incredible budgetary supervision at the uh, U.S. Army Cyber Command and other places. I have got friends that are making fortunes working at Microsoft and other places. There's a lot of the highest annual income in the entire United States is in the Washington D.C. area. So a lot of people are making a lot of money off of all this borrowing and spending. I'm not, unfortunately, at the present moment. I'm trying to run for Congress.
Yeah, I was speaking of what you did in your schooling.
I know, but I'm just telling you that reversals happen. That, you can go from nothing to something overnight. And when it happens, it's, amazing.
So we'll see. I just looked it up, and yeah, it's two different things. I'm gonna look into that, the changing world order, but this is it looks similar, which is funny, but it's the principles for navigating the big debt crisis. It's where he just goes over the 6 stages of the debt.
Who has Adams blocked?
Not me.
Well,
Like
he was in
like
here.
a bots?
Maybe he can't find
He told
it.
me he can't get back in the room. He back channeled me. He
Let's
asked me to
give him
send
the
him
link.
link.
Let's give him the link.
I did. He said he still can't get in.
I certainly don't have them blocked.
Who would block Adams?
Howard would.
Who would block Adams? I think there's a few people who might want to block Adams.
Did somebody just leave?
Howard, you wouldn't block Adams, would you?
No, I have no reason to. I don't even know.
Who made the title?
That's funny.
Is Pockets still awake? Pockets wouldn't block Adams, would she? I got one hand in my pocket, and the other one is flicking a cigarette.
I don't have Adams blocked, but I'll go to the audience just because why not?
No, why? Stay.
Well, I'll take the mod off me. I don't need that stink.
What? Did y'all hear him call us stinky? I'm not gonna lie, a man that doesn't want that's kind of hot. Like, that's like the most masculine. Yeah, I like that. Come on back up, player. Smell like green bean.
Oh, Dismal is here. I would love to entertain some questions from Dismal if she's available to ask the candidate Congressman John Kitover a few questions. Welcome to In the Muff.
Hey, candidate, has there been any discussion or have you reached out in any attempt to debate the incumbent?
No, I have not addressed him directly on X asking him for a debate, but I'm sure we will, within the next couple weeks or months. And but I do want to try to contact the Democrat candidates who are running and schedule debates with them.
You know what? Their campaigns might actually want to fund you.
Yeah, I have to try to get more uh I want to try to do town halls in the top 10 cities, like digital town halls. So create like Facebook events, Eventbrites, and then redirect them back here to to Clown House, or use Zoom. But I'd like to do it on maybe Clubhouse and X, probably not Zoom. But trying to get just I really want to speak with Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians. Doesn't matter who we speak with, but we need to speak with people in the ground in these towns that live there, hear their complaints, hear their concerns, give them a pitch, ask them for a donation, but to get them, from an advertisement or from some social media post, whether it's Reddit, even probably Reddit. I probably should work a lot with Reddit. There's a lot of you can advertise on Reddit, which is pretty cool. And there's big threads in these districts like Chicago suburbs, even Chicago, or even all these Facebook marketplace exchanges. I could probably advertise in there too, but it's just like a lot of spam.
I think Reddit's an awesome idea because you also can more easily, more credibly influence the conversation in the subreddits too.
Yeah, I should also probably try to hire like a digital campaign marketing manager or digital campaign strategist to do a lot of these ad campaigns. I mean, I know I can do a lot of them myself, but I've worked with videographers before and content creators, and when when you compare what I do to what other people do, it's always like if somebody has some more professional experience in video editing, etc. They always put out a much better product than what I put out. Welcome back, Dr. Adams.
The only person I moved was Pockets. Does Pockets have you blocked, Adams?
No, of course not. Like, listen, Roger, I'm not going to get into, like, stage dynamics. Like, that's, like, one of the most annoying things, I feel as far as, people coming onto this app. It is what it is. So, I'm not tripping.
But again, I only moved one person.
Yeah, I don't think that Pockets has spoke for me.
Sometimes when you leave a room and you're looking for the room in the hallway, you lose it, and you got to shut down the app, go back to the hallway to find it. So, there's that fear of, oh, did I get blocked? I can't get back in the room. I can't find the room. Somebody has me blocked.
Yeah, John, I think you're onto something. It's almost like you've got to adopt the George Costanza school of getting elected. Like, do the opposite.
I don't know any other way to do it. I hate to say I'm like a gonzo politician, but I am a big fan of that movie. What is it? It's not Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, right? What is the famous writer's book with Johnny Depp in Vegas? He's the gonzo journalist.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I can't remember. What is the name of that movie? Anyways, the point is, yeah, I mean, we have to do what we can do. I mean, we have $400 in a checking account, and to try to get any press is very difficult. Most journalists don't want to touch me because, I'm harping about the debt and cutting Medicare, Medicaid, etc.
Okay. Hey, when I idea, and again, I'm just quickly brainstorming, so I apologize to the stage. But John, have you thought about reaching out to John Cass, the former Tribune political reporter who has a podcast, who's very much anti-establishment? John Cass, you know?
No, but I'm gonna look him up on X right now, see if he has an account.
Yeah, it's John Cass with a K. I'll look for his podcast. I listened to it.
I see
try
it
to find the link and I'll put it in the chat.
I see it right now. John Cass News. His profile's John_Cass.
I think it's worth that minimum. Just even reach out to him informally, and since you're already filed, you're a legitimate candidate. I'm sure you'd take the phone call.
And what about getting posters in all of the cannabis stores?
Yeah, that would be a cool idea. Yeah, let me message this guy, John Cass. I haven't done any signs yet. The last time I ran, I purchased signs on eBay, and let me get a photo. Let me show you a photo of my last campaign sign that I created. Let me go get it from the other room. My family was kind of shocked when they saw this sign, but I think it's holding up well. I think it's going to hold the test of time. And one of the clubhouse racists on this app registered my name, johnkitover.com, and now it forwards to Queers for Palestine. But I'm sick of owning domain names. I used to own thousands, and now I'm dwindling down to like 300, and I'm slowly dropping them. But this was the sign I created when I ran for committee person. PTR. And that's my cell phone number if you want to text me directly and become a consultant on the campaign. Then I will.
Oh, I see where you don't win, John. That's a horrible freaking sign.
Oh, see, you don't like it, but it's holding up well, actually, in terms of prophecy.
Not the message, the color codes. You can't do all that. You got to break it up.
Oh, well,
do the highlights, different color. You know what I mean? Bold.
I drew the hearts. I drew the hearts myself, and I drew the green triangles with the all-seeing eye and the dollar bills. That was my artwork contribution. Let me read it for you. It says, vote Trump and Republicans. Stop the bullshit and scams. Fuck the Democrat clown scams. CRT, BLM, LGBTQ, DEI, Democrats. Liberate America and secure the border. End forever wars and pay the debt. Dissolve the Federal Reserve.
Change your website, make it bolder font, and change the color and the top too. You got to break it up. That's not.
Here's the thing, though, John. Okay, so I'm looking at this sign, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's conservative Republican. Okay, cool. Now, you have to imagine that there are members of the LGBTQ community who are, Trump supporters or right-leaning voters, Republican, conservative, or MAGA, whatever category you want to file them under. Do you think you're alienating that base with the fuck the LGBTQ message?
Well, maybe, but I would just say that however you decide to orgasm, whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual, or even trans, that's okay, or queer, that's okay. Orgasm however you want. However, when you want to cut off young men's genitalia or cut off women's breasts and have Medicare and Medicaid for it, pay for it. I just can't vote on that next HR act that's going to fund all the prepubescent puberty blockers and mutilation to those young people's bodies when they simply have a mental health disorder. So, that's where I stand on LGBTQ.
Well, I agree with you on that point.
You're against circumcision, John?
No, I'm not against circumcision.
Oh, not that mutilation. Okay.
John, here's a thought that might actually get the gay and lesbian community on your side is call for a divorce between LGB and the rest of the alphabet soup. I think you'll get the old school gays, the ones with money, on your side.
LGB without the T is a thing on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen that. LGB without the T. Follow Gays Against Groomers, by the way, on X.
So presidential advisor, Ready Room, consultant, or the Situation Room advisor, Dismal Outlook, who has such a negative name. She wrote, I'd love to give him that opportunity, but he sounds like a basement clubhouse douche.
Wait, so John, wait, hold on. So John, how are you going to end the division, based on the divisive topic that Roger offered up as kind of like an alley-oop, and, you just kind of didn't take it for the basis as it was? I mean, what is your plan for correcting the divisiveness as you sought, in going to this whole election cycle? I mean, what are you doing to correct your own grievances for which you decided to run for office?
Sure, my big, I deal with all the same issues that all other Americans deal with, which is property taxes, income taxes, and never-ending other taxes. And I want to thank Mojo for giving me an alley-oop, but this isn't a basketball game. This is a financial war that we are all enduring in this country. $37 trillion is eating your substance. That's what the Declaration of Independence deals with. The king and all these rich prick asshole royalists eating out the substance of our nation, leaving us with very little after working 5 days a week. So my problem is your problem, Dr. Adams.
I mean, my problems are definitely not your problems, and you have not addressed the aforementioned problem as far as you actually resonated with a certain ilk that can actually get you towards the aims that you're seeking to accomplish. Like, I'm not seeing where you're creating a pathway to actually, produce a successful campaign, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I want to see this.
Well, what does resonating with a certain ilk mean? What are you talking
You're
about?
not being authentic.
I'm not being authentic. This is very authentic.
Right.
I'm totally transparent. I'm live streaming this whole situation right now. Let me get you the YouTube live. Please hold.
Got it. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
I don't think it's part of the problem. I think it's part of the solution. I hate to break the bad news to you, but we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
So let me ask you a question. How are you doing as far as your approval ratings against Hood?
Well, let's look at how many campaign contributions came in today and yesterday. Those are some good statistics to look at.
So let's look at what LaHood has brought in to his campaign.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look. This is a decentralized campaign. Can you do a couple clicks and maybe some searches or some Grok queries?
Go ahead. I've already looked it up.
Go ahead.
That man is wiping the floor with you.
Yeah, well, that's because we have $470 in the account, and you haven't given $10 yet. You big complainer.
That's again.
$10 goes a long way in this campaign, Dr. Adams. You gonna put up or you gonna shut up?
Okay.
Guess who put up? Guess who put up, Dr. Adams? This
You
is
think
this
that
is
the
the
bully
Maury
pulpit's gonna
Povich
get
show,
you-
not the bully
You
pulpit.
think that the bully pulpit's going to get you
Jay
elected
Breska gave
to
$120 to this campaign.
Is
You
he
just
running
giving
for
your lip.
office?
You're giving your lip.
Is he running for office?
No, he
Is
gave
he
100.
asking to represent any
He
of us?
gave $120 to this campaign to elect John Kitover. How much have you
Got it.
given?
Good
Zero.
for him.
Zero.
Good for him.
Zero.
Good for him. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Big talker. Big talker over here. I don't see a dollar yet for this
For what?
campaign.
Big talker
A lot
for
of
what?
criticism
Again,
saying LaHood's mopping the
It's
floor with
the
us.
bully pulpit that I'm discussing. You're not going to bully people into endorsing your campaign.
I'm not bullying. You're critiquing. I'm critiquing
Again,
you.
You have an absence in resonating with people that would otherwise vote for you the most. That's all I'm saying.
Look at Dismal. She wrote, he did. Poor investment. Nobody's contributing to you. Okay, Dismal. I bet you we can convince you to give $1 to the campaign, Dismal.
Do you want to actually have a real conversation, Edmund?
Yeah, bring Dismal up so she can ask a
Got
question.
it.
You've already
Got
asked
it.
100 questions, Dr.
So let me
Adams.
ask you a question.
You're not getting any more questions answered until you give $1 to the campaign. How do you like them
Got it.
apples?
All right.
I've answered enough of your questions for
Well,
today.
hold on. If he gives $10, can he ask 10 more questions?
Absolutely. $1 question. Fork
I'm
it
not
up.
giving shit, so I give
Ooh,
my
big
questions,
talker then.
you know?
Big talker, Dr. Adams. Money talks, bullshit walks. And I hate to tell you, we can't get to Congress unless we have your $10, Dr. Adams. I've enjoyed you for many years. I'm sure you've enjoyed me for many years. You can't give $10 to somebody that you've been talking to for many years.
I'm not going to vote for you to go into representing.
Well, you
any
don't
sort
live
of
in the
populace
district.
in a-
You're a political activist online.
Is John
All right.
for
I'm going to be
Congress
quiet.
your
I'm going to be
main?
quiet.
Is
Yeah.
John for Congress your main, John? John number 4
That's it.
Congress.com?
That's it. I know it's not impressive, but we're going to change
I
it
don't
soon.
see any like of your. Why does it keep asking me to log? Where's all of like where you stand on all the issues and stuff? Where's your
The issues.
page?
I've got 20,000 YouTube videos, 20,000 Instagrams. Go take a look.
No.
What do you guys think of the title of the room?
Oh my god.
He is wokeism. Like John likes to ask and solicit. Like he likes to solicit donations that otherwise are working people in the American populace. While John, leading up to this campaign, has admitted that he's held no work. So again, I would respect this effort in a different kind if you would have actually put in your work into doing the heavy lifting. Finance your own campaign. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, financing your own campaign, I'd even say, hold on a second. We could do that. But, John, you don't even have, there's nothing. You got nothing. There's no way to mobilize anything or anybody. I'm starting to wonder if this is a troll.
Wait, hold on. Listen, the campaign just started. He just filed. He just set up the website. He's 2 days into this. He's less than 48 hours in. He's already raising money. Yesterday he raised over $1,000 if you count the match. So that's over $1,000 that's in the campaign, Kitty. And those dollars will be used to get people to get them on the ballot. There's no filing fee required, and so really all that needs to happen is to gather a little less than 600 signatures to run as a Republican, and then once we secure the ballot access, then all of the other things that you were talking about in terms of like how to whip voters to go and vote for him, figuring out how to get on a debate stage, all those kind of things. You can do those things, but you got to take baby steps. Goal number 1 is get on the ballot. What will help him to get on the ballot is to be able to pay the volunteers to get the signatures. Well, if you care about this country, if you care about reducing debt, we can take one baby step by just everybody just prayerfully considering donating money to John Kitover for Congress.
And so,
Marshall, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
So, again, doesn't this campaign have to actually be something attainable in the sense of being able to win? Right?
No.
Got it.
No, I'm going to tell you, the first thing that you want to do is you want to wins stack on top of each other. And the first thing was he won in the sense that he did the thing that most Americans are afraid to do. He filed. He's now gotten the campaign started. He filled out the paperwork. He's got the bank account. He set up Anadot. He's collecting money. The next step is he's going to get volunteers. What he's going to have in place within the next couple of weeks is a campaign manager, a treasurer, a volunteer coordinator, and volunteers. Once he has that, once he gets the ballot access secured, then all these other loftier things are going to be easier to do. The other thing is, keep in mind, if he just simply becomes a thorn in the fucking side of the Republican that's running, you know what that's going to do? The Republican that's running is going to have to figure out, well, what do the people that support John Kitover care about? And then they're going to have to say, well, it's a pretty simple platform. Can you just not spend money? Can you not borrow money? If John Kitover loses, but LaHood changes his policies and decides to start fighting for the American people and borrowing less and spending less, then this campaign can be a huge success.
Right. So again, if John would put down the cartoon voice and do all this other bullshit that otherwise creates a sense of performativeness, people would take this effort a little bit more seriously.
I think
I'm just saying, Roger.
Hold on. I think taking it serious is the thing that you might be like missing the point of, right? The way that Donald Trump was able to emerge to power was by doing things exactly the opposite of the way that you would have expected to run a campaign. What he's doing is he's bringing humor. What he's doing is he's bringing artistic nature. And all of these things are creative, and they're going to resonate with the right people. Like this is something that this isn't like this well-funded thing where he's going to outspend and do stupid slogans. This is going to be a connection of the heart. It's going to be a message that resonates deeply in the heart.
So Roger, when you look at different points of what's going on in American politics, is this the type of voice for which people want to distract, the House and the Senate in otherwise distracting people from getting to a certain type of aim expeditiously as they need it? Keep in mind, you have people in North Carolina that are experiencing devastation. You have people in the Palisades that are experiencing devastation. You have people in Altadena. To me, personally, in listening to this voice, in having a say as far as how our federal expenditures are going to resonate to the average everyday person, people are tired of the jokiness. People are tired of the jokiness, the cartoon voice, the radio voice. People want to resonate with somebody that is going to be soluble to their aims.
Show me the evidence of what you just said. Show me the evidence of what
All right, Roger. There's a certain type of ilk as far as how these people want to present themselves into these fringe spaces, which Edmund, actually mentioned himself. America is going towards a certain type of, rhetoric. And this, in my opinion, is a non-traditional approach to something that is going to end up in something that's not productive. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not gonna lie though. Listen, John, seriously, you could. I really like what Mojo's saying too. You really could have something if you actually dedicate yourself. I'm looking at this. I'm not impressed at all. I mean, even if you took just a day, you could just upgrade your interface, just the general first impression of your website. Like the healing comes. has a couple.
Listen, I've created an insane amount of websites in my life, and I used Wix because I thought I'd give them a shot, and they suck. I can create much better websites, but the truth be told is I do so much in live streaming and so much on YouTube, Instagram,
Well,
X, etc.
But you gotta realize, there's people are rational ignorance. Okay, we learned this in economics 101. People don't have the time to go and
I get it, but Bima, you know what's important is that link above. Click that antidote link above because that's really what's important. That's the payment platform, the payment processor. The primary campaign website.
John, your voters, the people that you are going to want to vote for
Well,
you.
Bima, do you want the job as the digital marketing communications strategist? You got it. You're hired. Congratulations.
Listen to me.
You're consulting yourself. Mazel tov.
Listen, these people, they're not even no one's going to go and look deeply, and it's going to be a very small percentage of people that are going to be able to do this.
You know how many people are going to my Instagram? Over 2,200 people a month. It's because of Clown House.
Hold on, people are going to your Instagram, but you're talking about like just anybody who has access to the internet. Consolidate, make your shit, get your issues out there. Even if, look at this fool. This guy comes up with one freaking paragraph, okay? He has 5 issues listed on his website. What a doofus. And this is government spending. Far too long, the federal government has been living within its means. Our national debt is $30 trillion and growing, and we continue to have a government that spends taxes and borrows too much. In Congress, I'll continue to push to rein in spending in order to tackle the national debt, ensuring that our children and grandchildren are not forced to pay for the mistakes of our generation. Period. Done. Put a loser. Okay? Like, come on, dude. The shit that you come up with, you could totally destroy them if you really wanted to. One, you're gonna have to probably get off Clubhouse, I'm not gonna lie, and you're gonna actually have to use the content that you have.
Wait, get off of Clown House? Why would I get off of? This is a key strategic communication component of my campaign, Bima. You're fired as my digital communication strategist. I think you're giving us terrible advice for the campaign. You're fired. I'm finished listening to your consulting. Your consultancy has been terminated. Your campaign involvement is over for the night. Thank you very little.
Okay, well, if you want to do like a national, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm really curious to how serious you are about it, because if you're looking for like national target, then you're trying to do a little performance piece. I can understand that, but if we're talking about like really trying to get a hold of the people that are in these areas to vote for you, then these people are on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think you do have something. I think you have a lot of really cool shit that and I think you could really stir a lot of stuff up. But like 90% of what you're doing is going to happen.
Well, it sounds to me like you do want to be a part of the campaign.
You can't Kamala Harris. This is what your fucking website is right now.
No, I'm totally willing to admit that the website sucks.
Just at least copy pasta, man. At least get the...
Getting Antidote up was quite a long process. That was like a 60-day process to finally get a payment platform up and have everything synced between the bank and FEC and everything. It's a lot of work to finally be able to take campaign contributions, let alone there's a lot of work that you have to do as the treasurer, and there's filings with the IRS. It's a lot of fucking paperwork they make you do, and it's a lot of wasted time. So if you do want to join this campaign and actually help me do some stuff, as opposed to just complaining like the complaint crew that Clown House is some kind of 1-800 complaint hotline for fucking people, because that's all you people know how to do. I mean, that's why I appreciate people who read that book the other day, and especially Hakima. He actually read. Unlike a lot of people in that room, they just run away. They go, no, I don't want any of this. I just want my dopamine like a fucking clown dummy. Some people read things and they spend their time to become subject matter experts. I don't know how many economists are in the room. I don't know how many people have ever opened up a pizza shop. But until you tell me how you can run a business, or you file for Congress, I mean, your criticism and your complaints are being listened to and your priorities are being submitted. But I would suggest that if you don't give $1 or $10 and I've listened to all your fucking complaints, I'm not your therapist or your consultant, but I am running for Congress. I mean, can't I complain about the complainers? You know, I'm having fun doing this.
Well, hold on. I just think it's interesting. We have 435 members of the House. We have 100 members of the Senate. All of these people are working together to steal the money. They're borrowing and they're spending, and we're going broke. And somebody's saying, "Hey, that's a bad idea," and we're gonna spend our time criticizing that. Why can't we just say that? I think John's on the right side of history. Whether he wins this election or not, that's besides the point. Barry Goldwater didn't win the fucking election, but you know what he did? He inspired a movement. You know what came later? Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan swept 49 out of 50 states because the people finally soaked in that what Barry Goldwater was saying was probably a good idea. What if John Kitover is the Barry Goldwater for this next movement that's going to take over?
And Mojo, in the beginning, Reagan didn't even make it. It was persistence and resilience.
It's a very good point. Look, if we're going to say that if your likelihood of winning an election is low, that you shouldn't run, then nobody would ever oppose the big major parties. Everybody would just say, okay, well, hey, MAGA's in charge. I guess we should all take our ball and go home.
I mean, it literally takes you 15 minutes to file for Congress, and all these people post on X, and everybody's interested in politics. But when you see that no one's going to challenge this Darren LaHood or any of these other people, most people go unchallenged. It's just wild, and it only takes 15 minutes to file. And digital communication is pretty much free. You don't even need a website to run. So that's me with my sign. There you go. That's my PTR selfie.
Really, the only requirements to run is the filing fee is waived in Illinois. So you need to, as a Republican, it's 500 some odd verified signatures, and then you have to be you have to hit the minimum age requirements. Like all of this stuff is easy. The reason why people don't run is because they look at what the other people are doing and they say, how can I compete with them? They have so much money. They have all these resources. They have this team around them. They have a team that's feeding them bad ideas and that are bought and paid for by these corporations. And so if all of these things that you guys complain about, you say that you want to fix the system, somebody's saying, hey, you know what? I'll take my try at it. And he's saying he doesn't have all the answers. When you guys ask him a question and he doesn't have the answer, rather than making something up, he'll say, well, let's just see what ChatGPT or Grok has to say about it. I think this is the most honest campaign that you have seen in all of America. This is the most honest campaign that's being run, and you guys have a chance to vote for it.
And Mojo, yesterday was brought up about Mark Rice, and I do bring up John Cass, again, very well-known political columnist for the Chicago Tribune. He left the Tribune like last year. He's got his own podcast, his own outlet. He's very much anti-Democrat. He's anti-Republican machine. And John, if I were you, I'd do some research on him, but I would pitch even a show on his podcast to have you and Mark Rice on together, and he can interview you, and you can talk about being the underdog, the David fighting the Goliath. And something tells me he gives some air coverage on that. I could totally be wrong, but it doesn't cost you anything to reach out and try.
Yeah, I messaged him on X to see if he'll be open to communicate. So we'll see if he responds.
And I don't want to take up too much space on this stage, but I have another idea for you. So I did send you a text. And even though I dramatically, for the most part, disagree with you politically, but there's something to Mojo's point. It's just the underdog. It's time we need change. And whether or not you're successful or not, it's really breaking the paradigm, breaking the big politics, and that quote of essentially it's same corporation, different divisions. I do believe to what you were talking about before, whether it was from that movie that you referenced or the George Costanza School of Electioneering. I think it's time for a change.
Well, it's natural. I mean, the fact that we're $37 trillion in debt, it's just obvious that there's going to be contrarians who are going to come out of the woodworks and campaign against the debt. It's just,
I know,
it's our tradition.
And I do believe that that's an issue, but on the other hand, I'm like, with our GDP, we can still print more money. But again, I know most people would totally disagree on that. But putting that aside, I still want to figure out how I can, in my own little way, can support the effort here, because I give you total credit, even though, I think there's some different, really different things about you that you've demonstrated. But the fact that you're putting yourself out there, the fact that you're taking a risk. Now, people may disagree that you're not organized, you're not funded, but you are putting yourself out there. And I think a lot of credit, it's like you are not only talking the talk, you're trying to walk the walk.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I will say though that even though it may appear that I'm not organized, I'm actually quite organized compared to other people who would launch a campaign. I can just I can look at what the Democrats uh, you know social media handles look like, and I got to tell you they've got no presence at all, just like 400 followers. But some of anyways, I'm just saying I appreciate the compliment, Howard, and I'm trying my best, but it's fun, and it's I like being courageous, and that's why I like a lot of people on this app. I think Brad is courageous but crazy. I want to be courageous but intelligent, and I don't want to have a road rage incident, getting all upset or angered, with people on this app. I hope everyone here will be my friend, and I say friends for life. So, if you want to come to Illinois and actually help with the campaign, Mojo says he's going to fly out and stay at a Marriott, and we're going to do some strategic training and door knocking with political activists, maybe Democrats, maybe libertarians, maybe Republicans who also don't like the debt, and they feel that they can't change the political leadership, and so maybe I'm a viable alternative. If not, this is a big communication marketing enterprise and experience, and I hope you will join us and have some fun.
There's a great roadside bar over at Pecatonica too.
We should do a bar crawl, John. We'll call it Liberty on the Rocks. And we'll just do a bar crawl.
How about we do an organic food crawl?
Your voice makes my skin crawl. Sorry, I've been nice all day. I'll stop.
I mean, we have an event planned in Peoria where we're going to have a Darren Hood look-alike make a bonfire and throw $20 trillion worth of fake Amazon, prop money in it as a publicity stunt. So the people in Peoria and Rockford and all around America will get to see Darren the Hood literally torch $20 trillion in fake currency live on YouTube and see it. So he's going to dump gasoline over $20 trillion worth of fake Amazon prop money. It's going to be great. He's going to wear a suit and tie. It's going to be an amazing, troll prank, but hopefully it'll raise awareness.
We could.
Hey, John, you know what else I would do? I would hire a Pritzker lookalike and have him walk in with that little Hood lookalike, like arm in arm too.
So, I have a lot of YouTube videos out there. I've got over 20,000 and over 20,000 Instagram videos out there. And recently I read a book. I read the Constitution from start to finish. And I also read the Declaration of Independence. And those videos have thousands and thousands of views. And people in the comments are saying, thank you so much for reading this. People have forgotten this. People are not reading this. People need to hear this. So, part of this for me is educating myself and hopefully educating others, because if you are a good congressperson or a good senator and you are a leader of your people, you want your people to be educated. And if you're a good leader, you treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't road rage and scream at people and make, insane homicidal ideation death threats on social audio platforms. You try to treat people with respect and kindness and have some fun. Don't be crude. Don't be vulgar. It's annoying, and it's not intelligent. So I hope to bring, professional and classy communication to the campaign and to the constituents and to the country. I mean, if you can't lead by example, and I try to, I have tenants that I live with. I live in a multi-unit apartment building that I own, and I live with people that I found off of Craigslist, and they pay me rent. I treat them with respect. They treat me with respect, and I hope it always remains that way. So I'm just saying, I know how to treat people, but I also, don't appreciate when people get angry or yell or, want to create fake conflict or are not amenable, or able to. Anyways, I'm just saying every relationship has a beginning and an end, and I hope that all of these relationships on Clown House, have no end. And I hope you also give $10 to the campaign. Thanks.
You guys remember when Rush, R.I.P., and Hannity, although maybe R.I.P. to him too, they used to do the free pocket constitutions from Hillsdale College. You guys ever get one of those? You better have.
Ron Paul used to hand out pocket constitutions at his speaking events. Dennis Kucinich does the same thing.
It was a great experience reading it. It wasn't quite the, experience that I thought it would be, but I think if we read that Thomas Paine Common Sense or the Federalist Papers, or, you know, I like to do Bible flashcards. That's one of my favorite ways to, uh run the mind through a script. But I really liked our book club, and, hearing everybody really read and how we did it, professionally, quickly. I mean, it was, that was the only time on Clown House where I've seen people actually work together, to create something, and it's a long script we created. It's a program we ran. So I just got to say, if Clubhouse is a microcosm and the government is the macrocosm, and it's dysfunctional here, it's the same thing throughout millions of federal employees.
Dismal, will you come up? I want to see if we can come to an understanding on some things. I would love for Dismal to come to the stage. I want to talk about the campaign. I want to get your questions, your thoughtful questions. Let us know if you can come up, Dismal. Thank you. If anybody else wants to come up, that'd be great too.
Yeah, Cindy, you should come up. Cindy.
What do you guys think of the slogan, fork it over for John Kitover?
I like the other one you had, prior title. That was a good one. That was a good slogan.
We could win over BEMA if we defund FEMA.
That was hilarious.
So if we defunded BEMA, would you donate?
Absolutely. Do you know, FEMA, see, this is the thing. I think that there's a lot of great ideas that we have. I think they just need to be, better, more effectively and efficiently put together. And we could do that if we have more oversight. I mean, I know a lot of people will disagree, but yeah. I think we could have nice social safety nets. We don't have to necessarily get rid of them, but we could come together and put our money together. And then have, some satisfaction with knowing that, oh yeah, I know that this is running pretty effectively. I know that my money is going to be put to a good, effective use. That there's, there's not some bullshit person that's just barely getting by and, bought and paid for crime. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, I like that. And John, I really want you to think about DeFi too, because that's really where you're with me over. if you can support DeFi, yeah, that'd be fun. I actually might, for the first time in a very long time, I could potentially see myself helping you.
Well, I think this campaign's coming together pretty well. You know, sometimes they get off to rocky starts, but this one, day one, boom, $1,000 in the bag. Yeah, I think it's coming together. I think it's coming together. I think LaHood's going to be worried, majorly worried. The Democrats that are running, though, I think they're the ones that if you just show them how radical you could be, they might fund your campaign, because they would probably rather run against you than run against the Hood.
Yeah, 100% they would. I mean, he's very polished. You know, he wears great suits. Got a great family. He's got a great life. He's got a lot of dough. You know, and he's got a lot of connections and clout. I mean, I would just say, to me, it all seems like virtue signaling, knowing, you know, how much he's spending, and you know, it's kind of shameless. I mean, but you can see exactly who contributes to him, and he knows them all, and he's their guy, and he keeps getting them the money year after year, quarter after quarter. And you know, there's an interview of him talking about the what's the Privacy Rights Act with the snooping, the annual, they have to certify it every year, the National Surveillance Act. He's, you know, his opinion on the National Surveillance Act is a widely held opinion, and they just keep funding it. And so it's anti-American, it's eavesdropping, it violates your constitutional rights, and you know, this guy is the swamp. He's a 10-year veteran of the swamp, and $20 trillion is a lot of money. And if he's only skimmed 10 million, but yet he's helped create 20 trillion, maybe he's got more. And his dad has been arrested by the FBI for 50,000 in cash and a bribe. And Darren LaHood's laptop has even been taken by the FBI and investigated. I mean, they have gone through his files for some type of grievance. It could have been political, and the FBI where it was in the wrong, or there could have been some type of suspicion of some sort. You know, there's a lot of money involved here because of China and Saudi Arabians and all these mega corporations, especially in Medicare, Medicaid. At $4 trillion, that's a lot of lobbying. And
John, when you're doing videos, you should get a laptop and just have a sign that says LaHood's laptop, and then get some crime scene tape and just keep that in the background and let people see it. I think that could work.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I guess I have to get some like FBI, or I could probably print it. But see, this is why this campaign is a little artistic. I'd even like to do paintings, and sell those paintings on eBay for the campaign. So there's a lot that I can do, you know, which is manual, and is, you know, fun. I mean, even this sign that I'm holding in my PTR, I consider artwork at this point. And that's the way I explain most things.
Well, why not go to the local art school, whether it's at the college or even like art students at the high school, and tell them that you'd like them to participate in the election process by having an art contest to come up with the best sign.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of these wine sip and paint places, and so I think I could like create an event where we will sponsor you to come in to do a painting of Darren LaHood burning $20 trillion in cash, and you know, and pissing on it or something like that. You know, that type of viral video, because this campaign can achieve viral status, maybe even national status. And there's a lot of Republican comedian activists who hopefully we can get to help join the campaign and retweet or create content with, like Primetime Stein 99, that guy. So I wanted to go to CPAC this year, and I really wish I did, because that could have been a good starting point. But next year we will definitely go and create, you know, conservative Republican comedian comedy. You can go to my X account, Republican Film. I have all these Republican comedian, Republican comedy Instagram accounts, and it's a lot of Clubhouse videos. So nobody's ever going to watch this shit because it's just too much information, and everybody is, you know, would rather choose Netflix and Amazon Prime or whatever the hell people watch. But you know, Clubhouse has spent tens of millions of dollars so I could sit here and use it as a recording studio for 5 years. And I'm thankful for it. I've had a great experience and I think I've created some cool content, once in a lifetime content creation. None of this was possible prior to all these cell phones and social media, audio clownhouse. I mean, it's been a cool journey creating all these videos and then running for Congress. It's a big, I would call it like a giant spam operation, but it's all political and patriotic in nature. Um, I was in the army and I went to military college, so I've been conditioned to basically be like a patriot warrior or a knight in a way. And it's been, fun trying to get involved in politics because in the military that's a very closed society, but when you see how politicians act, the borrowing and the spending and the never-ending debt, it's so irresponsible. But people in the army or the navy or the air force, I mean, it's funded and it's paid for and it's a life and it's a career. So people just don't care about the debt. Most people want to just keep getting paid and they want to kick the can down the road, because if you start shutting things down and you start laying everybody off, people are not happy with that solution. So you really have I think Medicare, Medicaid is where a lot of the waste is really happening. I've dealt with doctors and hospital groups as well as all of you. And if that's where $4 trillion is going for, you go to the fucking gym. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, gotta tighten the belt on that one. That's my opinion. Fucking gym.
One thing that I liked what Daniel had said, I think this is a way that you could potentially get around answering direct questions, because we know that's what politicians do. When people ask you, like, well, what's your plan? Because, I mean, obviously there's a truth to, you can't just cut these programs without having something else somewhere, because it will destabilize. What I like what you suggested is like coming up with a committee, like sort of like could be like call like an economic or a fiscal truth committee or something like that, and just have them dedicate, like their job would be figuring out how to, like looking at the inefficiencies of the systems and where and what they could do to implement changes so we can become, where it would be sustainable. I agree with like a lot of the medical, I don't know, what would you even call it? Like just like the bullshit. So I saw this one video. This one guy was like, he called up this, I don't know if it was a hospital or what, and he's just like, hey, look, there's a mistake because I got a bill and my original bill was like, $400 and something. But then I gave you guys my insurance because you guys didn't think I had my insurance. And so I gave you guys my insurance, and now my out-of-pocket expense is like, $3,200. Like, how could it have like tripled? Like, how does something like that happen? And they're all like, well, yeah, because you have insurance, so now it just goes. He's like, you understand that makes no sense. He goes, well, if you don't have insurance and you're given a sliding scale fee type thing of like a discounted price. And he said, so you're telling me that if I never gave you my insurance, that my out of pocket would have only been, 400 something versus 32 something. And they're just like, well, you have the insurance. So he's like, yeah, but can I take it back? He's like, can I remove my insurance? Point is that I think the system is just, how we put extra money where, I mean, like, we could afford it. It's just the inefficiencies of, it's above my pay grade, but all of the things that are in between like how they itemize things on the hospital bills, and they do the same things in the just like in regular healthcare, and they pay for like way too many things and the wrong things too, which is crazy to me. But I also what I learned like what was it last year was how have you heard of John the pharmacies now that are paying like it's a flat fee you pay just for the the actual price, the market price of the pill or of the medication that you're taking, plus like a flat $10 fee on top of that, just for the service. And I forget what type of business it's called, but it's something specific. And anyway, these particular pharmacies are saving like literal billions of dollars over a period of well, I don't know the period, but let me see if I can find the information. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because what happens is like once the pharmacies can put a price on the pills, they hike up the price of the medications to crazy amounts and make it like insane. And they're the ones who get to do that. But I don't know. Let me see if I can figure this out. Adams, are you still there? Mr. Adams. Dr. Adams.
What's the lawsuit, Dr. Adams? So, Anne, I gave you $1 once, I think via Zelly Pay, or was it Cash App? Maybe Cash App. I'm just wondering if that little seed investment has grown to a $10 donation for the campaign to elect John Kitover. I'm just trying to do that seed growth, blessing, prosperity gospel. Hope all is well, Anne.
Cost Plus. John, have you heard of Cost Plus pharmacies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a study that showed like a Cost Plus pharmacy. What was this? A 2022 study. 3.6 billion in savings on 90-day supplies of only 77 popular drugs, generic drugs.
Wait, let me ask you a qualifying question before I reply. Ponder that. What do you think about Mangione, and the murder of the United Healthcare executive? Like, do you think that was murder, or was there any justification?
Of course, that was murder. No, it's not. No, of course not. People compartmentalize and think like it's just like this one guy's. No, it's the entire system.
So it was system. It was systemic then. Like that murder was a result of a systemic issue, is what you're saying.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't one guy. That's ridiculous.
So I know, but can you elaborate on how it's systemic or because of the system?
Yeah, so
incredibly problematic. Like that isn't like what happened was, I think I mentioned it right, person felt like they were frail or
I hope it's over. I hope she booms the room.
society, and they decided to do something. And I don't think that's reflective of the system as a whole.
I modded you, Dismal, because in the muff, all ladies get modded.
Dismal, I think you might have some really good ideas. You've got a lot of unique experience. Like, if you had to just give like one piece of advice to John, something that you would hope he would listen to and act upon, what would that be?
I think actually just trying to invest in health and like creating a healthy society. Physical fitness would be like my number one. I think when you have physical fitness, people are able to aspire to like greatness. That would be it.
Yeah, I mean, I think life is action. And if you're not moving and shaking and you haven't joined the dance, you'll never find your partner and you'll never get the job or you'll never, you know, make a good trade, I guess. So I don't know how to represent that mathematically. Maybe delta. Uh, but, anyways, it's communication, which is what's important. And I like to say that IT or, you know, information technology, uh, especially with regards to books, um, information technology and all these IT employees at all these agencies and all these big corporations. I feel like philosophy and psychology is the real information technology, and not a lot of people have that component, well studied well enough, and thus you hear a lot of really crazy road raging on this app. I think personality, demeanor, composure, tone, um, and intelligence, is all tied up in the word and your voice. So I hope that, I can make you proud as a candidate congressman for the 16th District of Illinois.
I think that's like perhaps like communication. I would agree. Like, communication, but also physical fitness. Those would be like two components. But you are doing something that is a disservice, sir. Um, if you're actually like wanting to run for an office, illicitly recorded people.
Illicit recordings? Illicit what?
Illicitly.
You mean to tell me that the way that I use my cell phones is illicit? Come on, Dismal. You're being too dismal as usual. Your outlook is so dismal.
Yeah, it's realistic. I'm just sharing facts. Sorry.
I hate to break the bad news to you, but I think, in my opinion, what I'm doing is not illicit or explicit. It's political and it's social. And you just don't like the way I use social media. So that's a you problem, not a me problem. Now, I know you're in a lot of my recordings and I don't have your consent, but that's not illicit and it's not explicit. It's political and social. Maybe you just haven't joined the campaign to like John and have some more fun in your life.
Here's another interesting point that people don't bring up. Well, they talk about you streaming the content from these rooms onto YouTube without consent. They're discounting the fact that you're going to go to Congress to try to take away funding for those that are spying on them all the time anyways. You're spying on them at a lot lower cost. Think about it.
I
That
don't
is
think I
honestly
actually,
hilarious.
Like,
Dismal,
I
please.
don't think I actually like understood your point. That
It's the electronic surveillance. It's the what is it called? The Electronic Surveillance Act. Dismal. The government is spending billions of dollars already recording this conversation, and you think my YouTube conversation it's just a duplicate, and you're a fool, maybe.
no, I think it's different. That's okay though. You and I can disagree, and that's also okay.
Remember when Americans liked the underdog story? Like back in the 70s when the Rocky film came out, all the Americans were like, yeah, that's great. We could resonate with the underdog. Now the underdog runs and everybody's like, oh, no, he's got no chance to win. It sounds like Adrian in the beginning of all of the Rocky films. And then she at some point comes along and they do a little montage and she sees he's working out, and then all of a sudden she whispers a little more confidence. We need to go back and watch these Rocky movies so we get in the mood to support John Kitover for Congress. And you can support him with a low denomination of donation money. Simply click on the link above. Give $1. Just one. Dismal, if you gave $1, it might be
No.
Hold on.
I wouldn't.
Dismal. It would be a very small deal for the Dismal household, but it would be a big step for the Kitover campaign.
Yeah, I'm not supporting your Kitty. Apologies, but not supporting Kitty.
Why are you so selfish?
I'm not. I support others, but people that are actually like doing good in the world.
Dismal.
Look at the return on the investment. If he could end the spending, there's $37 trillion that being spent on your behalf. He wants to stop that. If you gave him $1, this might be the biggest investment, the greatest return that you could possibly get on $1.
Sorry, not happening.
I'll tell you what, Dismal. Right now, whatever you give, I will match.
0 would be the answer.
Dismal, I'll lend you the $1. Come on, Dismal.
No.
Okay, I'll lend you $1 trillion at 4% interest. What do you say? See, what we need to do is some role playing here, is where some people play a Federal Reserve banker, some people play a BlackRock executive, some people play the congressman, some people, we got to do role playing here so people understand how dollars are created out of thin air. 2 trillion more than we collected revenue a year. So until people kind of, I think, have the perspective of what it's like doing these types of transactions, and how it's not in the best interest of the economy, or your average American. I mean, I'm not being facetious in what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not the greatest at math. I did calculus, but to me, at the end of the day, I was like, I feel like I'm submitting an art project here. And the math teacher is trying to determine, my workings here. But a lot of it is just winging it, and so, but you still passed the class, and hopefully you got a B plus to an A average. And, your involvement here on Clown House, what I don't understand is if you're going to sit here and just listen and be a non-active participant, I would hope in your real life you would take even more action than you would on a social audio chat app that you spend so much time on and listen to so much. I mean, without Mojo's positive vibration experience, I wouldn't be here, because Mojo is the chief primary organizer of everyone in this room right now. And if Mojo is telling you to give $1, just think about how that will enhance your positive Mojo experience.
I am laughing at.
You know, from the what's the movie with the Mojo quote from what the hell's that Canadian's name? Austin Powers. I mean, that's where the mojo comes from. That type of attitude, that James Bond 007 spy attitude, but patriotic and fun and friendly. And $37 trillion in debt is not patriotic, and that's not fun, and that's not friendly. That's mismanagement. That's incompetency. Let me say it a little louder for you. Incompetency. That's how you create $37 trillion in debt. Does anyone here have a debt bubble that was as a result of incompetency? Anybody here?
No, John, but there could be an opportunity slogan-wise to play off of your last name and the debt and the money, like grab the kitty.
It's also misogynist, to be quite frank. I apologize for saying he is kitty.
Dismal, can I just pay you a compliment? Are you open to that? Can I do that publicly? Can I pay you a compliment? Are you open to that, Dismal? I need your consent.
What compliment?
I was going to say that you're a pretty woman. What if your face was used on campaign literature? Like just a smiley face that said, Dismal for Kitover. Like an endorsement, if you will.
No. No. I wouldn't consent to that.
Because I can utilize the photograph that you have. You look very nice in your photograph. I think if we just had a quote from you, we could put that in the poster, and that could really help the campaign. I feel like the red hair and the blue eyes, the lipstick. You're very, very American. This is what I get when I look at you. I think this could help the campaign.
I think that would be incredibly irresponsible of you to do that, and
it's only
wouldn't be something that I would have consented. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, without your consent, then it wouldn't work. I'm a big believer in consent, but I just wanted to tell you that I think that would win over a lot of voters.
I think people fundamentally the issue is that they would support the win the day, not people.
I don't know. You have a trustworthy face. If your face was on the poster and it said "Support John Kitover for Congress," I feel like there's a lot of people that just the look alone would convince them.
Dismal. So I had to remind myself, because it's been a while on that. So you're saying that it wasn't systemic meningioma thing, and I would agree. I think it was just a case of fraud by the healthcare system specifically. Yeah, I agree with that. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I don't think that was something that would be repeated necessarily. It was like an issue of basically like a response or action related to something that I wouldn't see that being repeated.
What do you mean you don't see it being repeated? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I wouldn't think that would be repeated.
Like it would happen again.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you think that other company? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think it was just like a fundamental breakdown, and that person sort of rose to publicity because of his stunt. But I don't think that stunt would be repeated.
What do you think about these campaign slogans? John Kitover, the people's takeover. Vote Kitover, make Illinois prosper. Kitover for change, no more strange. John in Congress, ending the mess. Kitover's the pick, quick and slick. For Illinois' sake, Kitovers awake. John Kitover, discover real power. Kitover's call, justice for all. Vote John, get it done. Kitover Rover, problems over.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I think you're a little like.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand
I think
you. What were you saying? Kitty, kitty, kitty?
Kitty, kitty, kitty. You have good ideas.
Giddy, 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 or kitty, kitty, kitty?
Kitty, kitty, kitty. You have some good ideas, and you're unfortunately just not the right person.
Well, should I change bodies, or maybe how do we find the right person, Dismal? Because I want to find the right person too. I assume you do as well. Are you looking for somebody? I don't understand. Why does Adams think I have a cartoon voice? I mean, it's late. I don't want to disturb people who might be sleeping below me. So, I'm trying to do a little bit of a whisper. Does it sound cartoonish to you?
It does sound somewhat performative.
Like saying kitty, 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 kitty? See, I'm glad I can get some laughs. I know this is a tough crowd.
I was asked for feedback, so I shared it. I was being quite honest. Sorry.
Ooh, what was that? Was that a kitty queef?
You.
Sounded like a kitty queef in the background.
What? Sorry.
No, I thought I heard something in the background there, but nobody knows what anybody's doing in the background here. I don't know why people are talking about Columbine. Could never happen again, too. I don't understand why you're talking about that, Mr. Howard Kaufman, but...
No, well, the point was, and I respect Isabel very much, but she believes what happened to the United Healthcare CEO was a one-off event and will not happen again. My view is, it's not if, it's when.
What, when, or what, or how, or where, or what are you talking about?
You're going to have, call it domestic terrorism, where some other CEO of some company is going to be an attempt on one's life. I mean, it's similar to political violence. It's a form of that. That's just my view. It's my opinion. But I think it's a little naive to think it won't happen again.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, violence is going to happen again. Absolutely. But nobody knows where, when, how, or what. I mean, these are lone wolf attacks and they're freak shows.
Yeah, these are, from my perspective, like, they aren't something that's like a repeatable offense, for example. It's not something that we're necessarily going to see like on an annual basis.
All I was saying is, I recall in the beginning, some people said that about Columbine, that would never happen again.
Well, people said, World War II would never happen again, but did World War I ever end? Are we still in World War III, 25 years of war, and we're still, funneling tens of billions of dollars, $50 billion worth of weapons here, $300 billion worth of weapons over there? World War III, is it now, or is it all just an expression?
Okay, there is a school in Florida called Parkland. I mean, it did happen again. There was Sandy Hook. It did happen again.
It's in central Illinois, from
Rockford
to Peoria.
It's a completely different conversation.
I'm going to restart this live.
Discussing